So go ahead and get yourself to a comfortable seat, whatever that may mean. If you want to cross your legs in front of you, you can go ahead and place one in front of the other so you're not stacking them. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe out, lower your gaze or close your eyes. We're just going to sit here for a minute, breathing into our own breath. Feeling the world around you, letting the day melt away. I'm going to start with doing a quick check-in with your body. You can check in with your hands. You can take your hands and just kind of place them on your toes, or any body part really, but if you want to start at your toes and go maybe squeeze the tops and bottoms of your feet, maybe your arches and your heels, and then move up to your ankles and just really get a good feel of what is your body and what belongs to you. Move those hands up your shins. Give yourself any massages in any spots that may be a little bit more sore. Move past the knees and up the thighs. Grabbing your hips, maybe giving yourself a little buttock massage. You can feel those side seams of your pants with your fingertips, just what those um, generally tight muscles in people feel like. And grab your hips, maybe rub your belly. Thank your belly for controlling or for housing all your organs that control you. Not all your organs. I guess your brain's in your head, your heart's in your chest. All right. Just thank your belly for digesting all your food. Maybe rub the back of your kidneys, maybe your rib cage, underneath your chest, your shoulders. Rub your body, grab your body, squeeze your body, whatever feels good. Just draw attention to the fact that it's your body. You and it are one and the same. It belongs to you. No one can tell you what to do with your body. Moving up the neck, maybe grasping the back of the head, maybe cradling the back of the head in the palms. Touch the top of the head, maybe cover the ears with your palms. Maybe cover your eyes, your cheeks, maybe your whole face in your hands. And then you can work your hands back down, or you can release them to your sides, whatever feels good for you. And when you're ready, we'll take a nice deep breath. Inhale that spine nice and long, feeling that string pulling up from the top of your head to give you space between each vertebrae. And then exhaling, just settle down into that space, rooting those sit bones down into the ground. Feeling supported by the ground, knowing that you cannot fall through the ground. Growing up through the spine from that rooted sit bone, those rooted hips. I love the metaphor of a tree, feeling like the top of the body is a tree growing up through the spine, and at the bottom of the body are roots growing into the ground next to you. See if you can place your hands on your knees and just see how much straighter you can make your back. And maybe lean away from your body a little bit. Not a lot, maybe a quarter inch, maybe an eighth of an inch, maybe a millimeter. Maybe your knees pop up and you gently press them away from you. I know when I sit with my legs crossed, I usually fold forward a lot. So I'm just trying to step away from that idea. If you feel a little soreness in your psoas muscles up by your thighs, up by your hip crease, I guess. So you're sitting here feeling long and tall and stretched in your spine. See if you can let your mind melt away. See if you can let the day pass you by, anything you have going on later, any thoughts you have racing in your mind. Just put them at rest for now. You can come back to them later. You can tell them that you'll come back to them later, but right now, we're just sitting quietly in the mind, feeling big in the body, feeling like we're taking up space because all the space belongs to us. If you want to set an intention for your practice, you can do that now. If you don't know an intention, it can be to stay big and strong and taking up space, or maybe just realizing your body belongs to you. I can't even tell you what to do. I can just suggest things. From here, you can gently open your eyes or raise your gaze, and we'll do a few rounds of lion's breath before we get started. We'll inhale through the nostrils, exhaling out through the mouth while sticking out the tongue. As we exhale, we'll take our arms from extended to right angles, biceps. Yeah, okay. We'll do 3 of those. Start by inhaling the arms out to stretch. Exhaling for lion's breath. Inhaling. Exhaling for lion's breath. One more like that. You can breathe normally. Release your arms to the side. And we'll start just by loosening up the knees. You can change the crossing of your leg if you like. And just bounce those knees a few times. Loosen them up. Loosen up any tightness you have. And then we'll bring them back down to silence. And no. No. From here, I'm so sorry, Trey. From here, we'll raise the arms up into the air. Tuck those ribs back and move the arms back where they are. See if you can squish those shoulder blades next to each other and then release them down. Like you're holding a pencil between the shoulder blades and then release them away from each other. From here, we'll drop one hand down to the mat, reaching over with that opposite arm, finding space between each vertebrae, finding space between each rib, and finding space in that upper arm. Also between the shoulder and the ear. From here, we're going to bring the shoulder down to the knee. So go ahead and exhale and fold forward. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling back up. And we'll do one more exhale, folding forward. Inhaling back up. Stay here for one moment. From here, we're going to come back up to our arms in the air. Check back in with those ribs. Go ahead and tuck them back in and bring those arms backwards. You're going to touch those shoulder blades together again and then release them down. Touch them together again and then release them down. From here, we'll take the opposite arm down to the mat and reach that arm overhead. Finding space in the vertebrae, space between each rib, and space in your bicep. From here, we're going to exhale and bring that shoulder down to the knee. Inhaling back up, exhaling down. Inhaling back up, exhaling down, and inhaling back up. From here, we'll come back up to our arms outstretched. Come down to our bicep arms. Rotate one down so you're in a nice robot arm thing. I'm trying to make right angles here. They don't want to make. Okay, from here we'll flop to the other side. You can make a bicep if you like. Each time you come up or down. And then you can come back up to two biceps. We'll press the walls away from you. You can flex the wrists so your hands are pointed towards the sky. If you have a hard time with that, you can bend those fingers or make fists. And when you're ready, you're just going to rotate the arms from the shoulder sockets. Increasing the rotation in your shoulders, feeling all that goodness waking up in there. And when you're ready, you can release your arms down to the side, give your shoulders a little shake, a little wiggle, a little twist. You can roll them forward and backward, going in both directions. This shoulder does not want to go in that direction. When you're ready, you can shake it all out. We'll take the knees, bring the feet forward, bring the knees to, shake them back and forth, loosen them up. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Flex the feet here. You can point the toes, flex the feet, point the toes, flex the feet, wake up the ankles. You're going to take one leg, plug it into your chest, place the foot on the outside of the thigh. Take the opposite elbow as shoulder, hook that shoulder behind the knee. Opposite elbow, shoulder, opposite elbow is knee. And twist to the back of the room. For anything like me, your back just popped, and that was awesome. So go ahead and inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, twisting to the back of the room. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to twist. Inhaling a long spine. Exhaling to twist to the back of the room. Your next inhale, you can come back to center. Give yourself a little counter twist. Hug that leg. Replace it back down. You can flex those feet and point those toes. One more time. Loosen up those ankles. Bring the opposite leg in nice and tight. Place it on the outside of the thigh. Bring the opposite arm as knee. Poke it behind the knee. Twist to the back of the room. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhaling to twist. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to twist. Inhaling for a nice long spine. And exhaling to twist to the back of the room. On your next exhale, you can counter twist, grab that knee on the opposite side, release your legs down, and shake them back and forth. Loosen them up, feel real nice. And when you're ready, you can come to a tabletop pose towards the front of the mat. From here, we'll do a few tucks and tilts of the pelvis, waking up those hip joints. It can be as exaggerated or tiny as you'd like. And do nice big cat-cow motions to wake them up. And when you're ready to come back into stillness, make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulder blades. Your spine is nice and neutral. And we'll start just by dropping that udder down, pulling that chest through the shoulders, inhaling for cow pose. Take a few breaths in cow. So when you're ready, you can inhale nice, inhale nice and big. Exhaling, rounding in the back, tucking those toes under if you'd like, coming up in the fingertips. And exhaling for cat pose. Releasing any tensions you have in the glutes, any tension you have in the jaw and the neck. Nod your head yes, you can shake your head no, you can move your head I don't know. And on your nice big exhale, you can inhale, transitioning into your cow pose. Dropping that udder all the way down, shining that chest through the shoulders. Pointing those hips towards the sky. And exhale to cat pose. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Continue this movement at your own breath, in your own pace, leading with that tilt or tuck of the pelvis, making that the base of the movement. When you're ready, you can start to introduce S and C curves into the spine. You use your spine like a jump rope. You can come forward for mini chaturanga. Ooh. Or you can come backwards for child's pose. When you're ready to come to stillness, we can come back to that tabletop pose with that neutral spine. And if you'd like to grab a prop, you can to place behind your knee or a block or a ball, or you can just flex that foot and keep that knee at a nice right angle. We're going to start by inhaling that leg up into the air. I'm going to find my right angles. There. Okay. And exhale that leg back down. Inhaling up and exhaling back. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. One more like that. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We'll lift one more time and bounce for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that leg down to the side. This time we'll bring that hip out to the side for fire hydrants. Inhaling the leg up to the side, nice right angle. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. One more like that. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Time we'll inhale up and bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your leg back down. Remove any prop you may have. We'll stretch the leg straight out to the back of the room. Flex the foot or point the toe, whichever you prefer. We'll hover the leg about an inch above the mat. And we'll lift to inhale. Exhale back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhaling back down. Inhale up. Exhaling down. And one more, inhaling up and exhaling down. This time we'll lift the leg up and bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling that leg back to the mat. Give your hips a little shake out by tilting and tucking the pelvis back and forth a few times. You can even shake your hips from side to side if that feels nice. And we're going to switch to the opposite leg. Place any prop there you may need. And we'll start just by lifting the leg up in a 90-degree angle. And exhaling back down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. We'll inhale up and exhale down. Inhaling up one more time, holding it there and bouncing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling that leg back down to the mat. This time we'll bring the leg out to the side for fire hydrant. Lifting it up for a nice right angle and exhaling back down. Lifting that leg up, exhaling down. Lifting up, exhaling down. Lifting up and exhaling down. Do one more like that. Lifting up, exhaling down. Lift that leg up in the air. Bounce for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling back down. Remove any prop you may have. We'll extend that leg out. You can flex your foot or point your toe. We'll hover that leg just about an inch above the mat. We'll inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale that leg back down to the mat. Check in with your hips to a few tucks and tilts of the pelvis. Warm up those hips. From here, from here, we'll go ahead and lift the left arm into the air for a nice gentle twist. Feeling a nice straight line between each palm. Exhaling to bring that arm underneath. Place the outside of the shoulder onto the mat. You can stretch your leg and opposite arm out. That's available to you. On your next exhale, you can release, remove, retrieve. Put your knee back and lift that arm up. Exhaling back down. We're going to lift the same arm up into the air again. This time we're going to drag that leg out. So we're in a supported side plank. Lovely supported side plank. Isn't this nice? Go ahead and exhale to bring that hand back down. Bring that leg back to the mat. And we'll lift the opposite arm up for a gentle twist there. Feeling a straight line between each palm. On your next exhale, we'll thread that arm through, placing the outside of the shoulder onto the mat, reaching the foot and arm in opposite directions. On your next exhale, you can replace your foot, replace your hand, place that hand up into the air, and place it back down onto the mat. Nice deep breath here. We'll lift that arm into the air again. Slide your leg over for a nice supported plank. Breathing into your plank. Side plank. Exhaling your arm back down, coming back into your tabletop pose. We'll step back with the feet and press the hips up into downward facing dog. You can pedal out through your feet here. However long that feels nice. Maybe you're stretching the back of those calves, pulling those heels down to the mat. And when you're ready, we'll all inhale the heels into the air and then exhale both heels down to the mat. Reaching them down as close as possible. Checking in with the neck, nodding your head yes, shaking your head no, moving your head I don't know. Releasing any tension in the glutes. On your next exhale, we'll roll forward to plank pose. Breathing in plank. From here, we'll drop the right leg down to the mat and come into that same side plank as before. Supported side plank. Come into that same supported side plank as before. Maybe this one feels more sturdy. Maybe less sturdy. You can exhale that hand back down to the mat. Come back into your tabletop pose. Press back into downward facing dog. Next time we'll move the opposite leg up and come into that supported side plank on the other side. Release any tension in your glutes, in your jaw, in your neck. Exhaling back down. Go and come back to your plank pose. Breathing in plank. Your next exhale will back to downward facing dog. Your next exhale, we're going to roll forward to plank pose. Release any tension you have in your glutes. Release any tension in your jaw. From here, we're going to drop that knee down, slide that leg over again, and come into that supported side angle. This time, the support leg, we're going to slide that foot down to meet the other one and come just into a side plank. If that's not available to you, you can keep your leg on the mat for a supported side. Check in with your glutes, check in with your neck, check in with your jaw. Exhale, replace your hand back down to the mat, come back down to your plank pose. Bring that opposite knee up. Inhaling the arm up for your supported side plank. Sliding that leg to meet the other if that's available to you and coming into a side plank. Releasing any tension in your glutes. Releasing any tension in your jaw or in your neck. Exhaling your hand back down to the mat, coming into your plank pose. Pressing back for downward facing dog. Deep breath in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. Let the top half of your body ooze down into this forward fold. See if you can feel like honey trying to be lifted by something thin. Like a string. Here, check in with your hips. See if you can shake them back and forth. See if you can do micro tilts and tucks with your pelvis. Micro mini tilts and tucks. See if you can feel space in the back of the thigh. Your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins and come into a nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. And when you're ready, you can gently inhale and stand. So you're in mountain pose at the front of the mat. On our next exhale, we'll come back into our forward fold. So imagine there is a fence or a clothesline or a tightrope or something at your midsection that you're about to fold over. So let's inhale the arms into the air for Urdhva Hastasana. And then on your exhale, we'll fold over that thing, whatever it may be. Just melt into the ground from both sides of the belly button. Check in with your neck. You can nod your head yes. You can shake your head no. You can move your head I don't know. Check in with your hips. Give them a little shake. See if you can find space in the back of that thigh. You can lift up in your arches. On your next inhale, we'll place hands on shins for a nice long flat back again. And when you're ready, we'll fold forward and step back to downward facing dog. From here, you can inhale your right leg into the air for three-legged dog. And keep it there. Keep your hips square here. We're going to roll forward to plank and bring the knee with you. You can bend the knee and bring that knee to the elbow if you like, or you can bring it to the nose, whatever's more comfortable for you. Remain with those hips square towards the front of the room. So big inhale here. Exhale, bring that knee forward. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Nope, exhale back to three-legged dog. Nope, that was right. Inhale. Breathing here. On your next exhale, roll forward to plank, bringing that knee with you. Inhale back to three-legged dog. One more like that. Exhaling forward, bringing that knee. And inhaling back to three-legged dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. We'll lift the opposite leg in the air for three-legged dog, keeping that leg straight here, keeping those hips square towards the front of the room. On your next exhale, let's roll forward to plank. Bring the knee with you. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Check in with that back heel. Pull it towards the mat. On your next exhale, we'll roll forward to plank, bringing that knee with you. Inhale back to three-legged dog. And finally, exhaling forward, bringing that knee with you. And inhaling back to three-legged dog. Exhale down. Excuse me one moment. Someone's at the door. Yep. Okay, landlord emergency. Everything's fine. All right, we are in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Oh, my baby's over there. You're such a good girl. Give those hips a little shake out. And when you're ready, we'll hop or step forward. So you're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can roll up to a standing pose. Checking in with the bottom of the feet, checking in with the palms of the hands. Focus on what your palms are doing. We're going to inhale the arms up. Keep focusing on those palms. Feel energy between them like you're holding a ball. Check in with the knees. Give a slight bend to them. I'm going to start just by twisting from the midsection, holding that ball overhead. Just twisting to one side and breathing here, holding on to that ball. Exhaling towards the center. Inhaling here and exhaling to the opposite side. Inhaling here and coming back to the front. If your arms need a rest, you can bring them down, give them a little shake out, and inhale them back up for Urdhva Hastasana. From here, we're gonna bend to the side, still holding that ball in your hands, both feet planted into the mat. Your hips are even. We're gonna inhale back to center. Exhale to the other side, bending in that side body, feeling space between those intercostal muscles and your ribs. Inhaling back to center. Give your arms a rest, shake them out. Inhale back up above your head, holding onto that beach ball. Exhaling to fold forward, pressing that beach ball into the ground until it pops. Inhaling, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhaling to fold forward. Plant your hands and we'll step back to plank pose. From here, you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. You can inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And you can press back to a downward facing dog. Breathing in down dog. In your next exhale, we'll hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, we'll place hands on shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward. And inhale to gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Inhale your arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward, pressing that ball into the ground. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And press back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. And exhale to fold forward. Inhale to gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one. On your next inhale, bring the hands up to Urdhva Hastasana, holding onto that beach ball, feeling that energy between your palms. Exhale, pressing that energy into the ground so you pop that beach ball. Place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra or upward facing dog. And pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog, pulling those heels towards the mat. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to a forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward and inhale to gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. We'll inhale the arms up to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to a down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward, turn a forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back, or fold forward, and then gently roll up to stand. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Let's inhale the arms above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Holding that beach ball above your head, feeling that energy between your palms. Take that same energy and press it into the ground. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Press your hands back into the ground. Stepping back to plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for low cobra, upward facing dog. Pressing back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward through the forward fold at the front of the mat. Maybe you can place your hands on your shins for a nice long flat back. Exhale your hands down to a forward fold. And you can inhale your back up to a standing pose at the front of the mat. Standing at the front of the mat, I'm going to check in with your feet. Make sure they're about hips width distance apart, if not wider. Check in with the arches of the feet. Make sure you're not falling into them. Make sure they're nice and high up. Your knees are not locked. Your hips are above your ankles and your knees. Inhale here and send any of that nervousness, negative energy, awkwardness, anything you're feeling that you're not loving, send that through the feet. Send it down into the mat. Let the ground absorb it. Send each exhale down through the feet. And when you're ready, I just want to check in with the hips. We're going to tilt and tuck the hips. See what that did to your knees. Make sure they're not locking. Make sure they're nice and soft. And then we're gonna take the hips from side to side. Again, check in and see what that did with your knees. Maybe it made your knees want to bend. If there's any spot on your hips here when you're doing these motions that's a little bit sore or stuck, you give yourself a little massage with your hands. Now that we've done front and back and side to side, let's do a diamond shape. Going to the right, front, left, back, right, front, left, back, right, front, left, back. And then take that diamond shape into a nice curve. I love this move because I feel like it really gets my digestion going. And when you're ready and come back to stillness, we'll do the opposite side. We'll go left, front, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back, and then make it a nice smooth motion. Moving your hips in that nice circular motion like you're getting batter off the edges of a bowl. You can make this movement as drastic or as small as you like. Paying particular attention to the knees and what the movement does to the knees when you change it. Make your circles in both directions. And when you're feeling all loosey-goosey in the hips, when you're ready, you can come to stillness. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, we'll inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to bend the knees, tucking that tailbone under, and lifting the arms forward for chair pose. On your next exhale, we'll fold forward, plant the hands on the mat, and step back to plank pose. From here, we'll go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. Lifting that right leg into the air for three-legged dog. This time we're going to bend the knee, open up the hips, and swing that foot up. Help it if you need to. We'll come into a nice, sturdy, low lunge. Keeping those hips square, feeling a nice right angle in your front leg. We'll drop that back knee down. Put the top of the foot onto the mat and glue it there. Feel a scissoring action between your heel and your knee as they pull towards each other. Lift that chest into the air. We'll pull that belly button a little forward and lift the arms up. Gaze at those thumbs for a gentle back bend. And see if you can feel the stretch in the front thigh. On your next exhale, we'll frame the front foot with the hands. We'll step that back foot in about 6, 12, 18 inches, whatever you need to get both heels onto the mat. We'll take a hook to this front hip to pull it backward in space. Maybe you feel a stretch in this back thigh here. And we'll reach the forehead towards the shin. For runner stretch. On your next exhale, you can bring both legs back to the back of the mat for your plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog, we're going to lift the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, open up the hips. Exhale to bring that foot forward, help it if you need to. We're in a nice sturdy low lunge here. You're going to lower that back knee down, glue the top of the foot to the mat. Feel that scissoring action as the knee and foot pull towards each other. We'll lift the chest in the air, pull that belly button forward, and lift the arms up to gaze at the thumbs for a gentle back. Exhale to fold forward, frame that front foot. Bring that back foot up about 6, 12, 18 inches, whatever you need, so that both heels are on the mat. We'll take a hook to this front hip and pull it backward in space. See if you can find space in this back thigh here. Maybe a little stretch. As you pull that forehead towards the shin. On your next exhale, you can bring both feet back to the back of the mat. Come into your plank pose. And lower your knees, chest and chin, or come into your vinyasa. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to your forward fold at the front of the mat. From here, you can gently roll up the stand. So you're standing in a mountain pose at the front of the mat. All right, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat, we'll lift the arms up above your head for Urdhva Hastasana. Go ahead and bend the knees, bring that bum down, arms forward for chair pose. Make sure you're not tilting that pelvis and you're tucking it under. Exhaling to fold forward, plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Go through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog. Inhale your right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward. Help it if you need to. Come into a nice sturdy low lunge. We'll rotate that back heel down. Yeah. We're going to lift the arms up for warrior one. Actually, we can lift that heel up if you want. Lift the arms up for warrior one. Breathing here. Nice right angle in that front knee. You can interlock your hands behind you and bring your shoulder down to your knee for a nice humble warrior. And when you're ready, you can inhale those arms back up for warrior one. Exhale to frame that front foot, kick that front foot back to meet the back. For a plank pose. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to a down dog. Breathing in down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Rotate your back heel down. And when you're ready, we'll press those arms up into the air for warrior one. Give you a nice right angle in that front knee. Keeping those hips square to the front of the room. And release your arms back behind you. Put the opposite thumb on top and come down for humble warrior. Bring that shoulder to the knee. On your next inhale, you can come back to your warrior one. Exhale to frame that front foot. Kick that front foot back to meet the back. Downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Lowering your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhaling for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And pressing back to a down dog. Breathing in downward facing dog. Your next exhale, you can hop or step forward to the forward fold at the front of the mat. On your next inhale, you can place your hands on your shins, nice long flat back. Exhale to fold forward and inhale to gently roll up to stand, placing each vertebrae on top of the previous one. All right, sitting mountain pose at the front of the mat. Let's inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to come down to chair pose. This time, bring your hands to heart center. We're gonna hook the opposite knee over, opposite elbow over a knee. Yep. Come into a chair pose twist. Hook that elbow over that knee. Press those palms together. Really twist from that midsection. Wring it out like a towel. On your next exhale, we'll come back to our chair. And then back to the other side. Pressing that elbow against your knee. Pressing those palms against each other. Coming into that twist. On your next exhale, we'll come back to our chair pose. Plant your hands, step back to plank pose. Lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to a down dog. On your next inhale, we'll lift the right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Rotate that back heel down. From here, we're gonna windmill the arms up and come into our warrior two. Outer edge of that back foot is glued to the mat. Nice right angle in your front leg. Arms are reaching in either direction. You're gonna pop that palm forward, reach forward, and then back to reverse your warrior. On your next exhale, we'll come back to our warrior two. Give your knee a rest, come forward, and then down for triangle pose. Same straight line in your arms between each hand. On your next inhale, we'll come back to our warrior two. Exhale down to side angle pose. Keeping your front leg where it is, I want you to windmill your hands down so it's foot, hand, hand. And then come back up on your toe. So now you're magically in lizard pose. Yay, lizard pose. All right, breathing here. See if you can find any space in the outer right hip. And when you're ready, we'll bring that foot back to the other. Give your hips a little shake out. Roll forward to plank, lower your knees, chest and chin, and run through your vinyasa, coming up for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and pressing back to downward facing dog. In your next inhale, bring that left leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Coming into a nice sturdy low lunge here, rotating that back heel down and windmilling the arms up for warrior two. Hands reaching in either direction, nice right angle in that front knee. You're gonna bring that palm forward and then back to reverse your warrior. You're gonna exhale back to warrior two. Give that front knee a rest, come forward and down for triangle pose. On your next inhale, we'll come back to our warrior two. Leaving this leg where it is, we're gonna windmill our hands down so it's foot, hand, hand. And then we're gonna just rotate that back heel back up. So we're in our lizard pose. Breathing here, pushing the ground away from you. When you're ready, you can kick this left foot back to meet the back. Roll forward to your plank. And run through your vinyasa or lower your knees. Chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And pressing back to Ujjayi. Breathing in down dog. On your next exhale, let's hop or step forward through the forward fold at the front of the mat. When you're ready, you can gently roll up to stand. So you're standing in a mountain pose towards the front of the mat. Standing in mountain pose at the front of the mat. Let's inhale the arms above the head for Urdhva Hastasana. Holding that ball in your hands, pressing that ball together. Bring the hands to heart center and feel that ball pop between your hands. Feeling all that energy in your hands, you can bend your knees, come into your chair pose. Leaving those hands at heart center, and drop them down into the mat. Step back to your plank. Run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog. And press back to down. Breathing in down dog. On your next inhale, you can lift that right leg into the air, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend your knees, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. You can rotate that back heel down, make sure there's a right angle in that front knee. You can windmill your arms up so you're in warrior two. On your next exhale, let's go forward and then back, coming into reverse your warrior. Nice big inhale here, and then exhale back to warrior two. Nice big inhale here, and exhaling down to triangle pose. Inhale here, exhale back to warrior two. Inhaling here and exhaling down to side angle. Inhaling here and exhaling down so you're in a wide-legged forward fold. From here, you can walk your fingertips back so that they're back behind you. Give yourself a little bit more intense of a fold. Then we'll walk the fingertips in front of you. And I just want you to gently bend one knee and then the other. The heels can come up off the mat if you'd like. Your hips can really go down into it if you'd like, but it's just about bending your knees and feeling this and feeling the rocking from side to side. Yeah, that's what it's about. And when you've had enough of that, we're just going to go ahead and walk those fingertips back around and kick this front foot back to meet the back so you're in a plank pose. You can run through your vinyasa or lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra or upward facing dog, and pressing back to a down dog. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the left leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Exhale, bend that knee, swing that foot forward, help it if you need to. Going to rotate that back heel down. Then we're going to windmill the arms up for warrior two. Your next inhale, let's come back to reverse your warrior. Exhale back to warrior two. Big inhale here. And exhale down to triangle pose. Inhale here. Exhale back to warrior two. Inhaling here. And exhaling down to side angle pose. Windmilling those arms down so you're in a wide-legged forward fold again. This time we're going to just heel toe the feet together for whatever squat you want. We're just going to come into a squat. Your heels can come up. If you'd like to put support underneath them, please do. If you can keep your heels down, that's awesome. I can't. Exhaling down, pushing that bum back up into the air, making your way back into your plank pose. Running through your vinyasa, your knees, chest and chin to the mat, inhaling for a low cobra upward facing dog, and pressing back to down dog. On your next exhale, you can hop or step forwards. You're in a forward fold at the front of the mat. And here you can gently roll up to stand. And release your arms to either side. All right, from here, we're going to go into a balancing pose. So we'll probably just do a tree pose. All right, so you see me a little bit more. Okay. So we can kickstand the foot to the ankle. We can place the foot against the calf. We can place the interior of the foot against the inner thigh. Hands can be on your hips at heart center or branches blowing in the breeze. And if you have trouble balancing, you can pick a stationary point in front of you to stare at. Should help. And when you're ready, you can release that foot from your leg. Bring that knee forward, stretch that leg out, lift a little higher, maybe a little higher, and then let it down. You can give a massage to that outer muscle of that standing leg if you'd like. And then you can switch to the opposite side, kickstanding that heel against the ankle, bringing your foot against your calf, or pressing that foot to the interior of the inner thigh. Hands can be on your hips at heart center or branches blowing in the breeze. Again, if you have trouble balancing, you can pick a stationary point in front of you to stare at. When you're ready, you can release your hand, you can release your foot from your leg, you can bring that knee forward, stretch your leg out, maybe a little higher, and let it go. Give yourself a massage on that standing leg, the outer muscle. And we'll come back to mountain pose at the front of the mat. From here, we'll inhale the arms up for Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, hands on shins, nice long flat back. Exhale, fold forward, plant your hands, step back, downward facing dog, or your plank pose. Last vinyasa, optional as all vinyasas are, you can lower your knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale for a low cobra, upward facing dog, and press back to down dog. From here, we're going to lift the right leg into the air for a three-legged dog. Bend the knees, swing that shin forward. Help it if you need to. Make sure that foot is nice and straight back behind you. You can give yourself any support or props you may need. And bring that chest down to the mat for pigeon pose. Next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. You can come into a tabletop, give your hips a little shake. Press yourself back to downward facing dog. We'll lift that left leg into the air for three-legged dog, and then bring that shin forward, setting up for pigeon on the other side. Giving yourself any props or support you may need. And then exhaling down to pigeon pose. On your next inhale, you can lift your head, neck, and chest off the mat. Bring yourself back into a tabletop pose. And we'll just gently ease our way down to laying on the mat. When you're ready, rolling onto your back. Placing your feet about hips width distance or a bit wider. And then just windshield wipering the knees back and forward. When you're ready, you can come to stillness. You can place your feet so you can just about brush the heels with the tips of the fingers. From here, go ahead and practice the tilting and tucking of the tailbone a few times. And then when you're ready to tuck the tailbone under, lift the hips off the mat. You can wiggle those shoulder blades underneath you. You can interlace your hands behind your back. And breathe here for 3 to 5 good breaths in bridge pose. Release your hands, release your shoulders, release your spine back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And when you're ready, you can tuck that tailbone under, lift the hips into the air, lift the spine off the mat. Interlace your fingers behind you, or remove those shoulder blades underneath you. Breathe in your bridge pose for 3 to 5 minutes. Minutes, I meant breaths. Release your hands. Release your shoulder blades, release your spine back down to the mat. And windshield wiper your knees back and forth. And when you're ready, you can come to stillness. Tuck that tailbone under and lift your hips up for your final bridge pose. You can interlace your hands behind your back. Get 3 to 5 good breaths here. Release your hands, release your spine back down to the mat. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Hug those knees into the chest, nice and tight. You can rock back and forth or to and fro. You can massage your low back by moving your knees into a circle. Like to do that, make sure you go both directions with your circle. We're going to hug those knees to the chest nice and tight again. Grab that right knee, let that left knee fall to the ground. Or left foot fall to the ground, keeping the knees bent. We're going to put the right ankle on the left knee, lift that left knee in the space. You can grab the back of the left leg with your hands and press that right knee away from you with the elbow. From here, if you're not feeling a stretch, you can always rotate a little bit, maybe rock back and forth. See if you can't find a spot that maybe needs a little bit more breath. Maybe it's a little bit more sore, a little bit more stuck than everything else. Return to the center. Grab that right leg like it's a baby and let that left leg fall down away from you. We're going to grab the outer edge of the right foot with the right hand and just bring that foot out to the side, keeping the knee bent. You can straighten your leg and do it. Awesome. If you'd like to straighten the leg, but keep your hand maybe on your calf or your thigh or knee, that's certainly acceptable too. Just stretching it to the outside. Well, on your next exhale, let's pass that foot to the other hand. Just reach that leg across the body. Your hips can stay on the mat. And pass that foot to the other hand again, bringing it out to the side of the body. And then back in. Hug both knees into the chest again. Drop that right leg down. Bring that left ankle to the right knee. Bring that right leg up. Grab the back of the thigh with the hands and press that left knee away from you with your left elbow. Flex your feet here. And if you're not finding a sore spot to stretch here, you can kind of rock back and forth or rotate where you are. And see if you can't find a spot, maybe in your hips, maybe around your sit bones. It doesn't need a little bit more love. Go ahead and come back to center and we'll grab that leg like a baby. Let that right leg fall away. Passing that left foot to the right hand, or placing that right hand, placing that left hand on the outside of the left foot. Open the leg out to the side. You can keep the knee bent or you can straighten the leg. You can move your hand to your calf or your thigh or knee if you'd like. Just opening out the leg to the side. Go ahead and pass that foot to the opposite hand and bringing that leg over across the body. Your hips can both stay on the mat for this. And one more time, passing it to that the other hand. And we'll hug both knees into the chest again. This time you'll drop your knees to one side, keeping both shoulders on the mat. Your hands can be on your knees, out in goalpost arms, or out to either side. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or over your opposite shoulder. On your next inhale, bring those knees back to center. We'll go ahead and exhale them down to the opposite side. Hands can be on your knees, they can be outstretched to either side, they can be cartoon cactus arms. Your gaze can be towards the ceiling or over your opposite shoulder. On your next inhale, you can bring your knees back to center. You can reach for the insoles of the feet and come into a happy baby. You can rock back and forth here. You can kind of work on bringing the legs out straight to either side. Whatever you want to do here that feels nice. When you've had enough of that, you can release your feet and come into your final resting pose, letting all your hard work melt into your muscles and bones. Start to bring your awareness to your breath. Make small movements in your fingers and toes. Lean onto one side. Using your arm as a pillow, you take one breath in the fetal position. Then using that same slow quality of movement, you can come up to a comfortable seat. We'll close with one Om. Bring my hands to heart center. Inhaling for Om. Om. Namaste.